afternoon and welcome to the College of Social Sciences lecture series. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you today to Dr. Patrick Hadley. He's currently an associate professor in the Department of Mass Communications right here at the University of West Georgia. And I'm going to give you a little background about Dr. Hadley. He's originally from Columbus, Ohio. He earned a degree from Case Western in systems engineering. Then he traveled a little west to earn his BS in industrial engineering from Northwestern University. From there, he went further west to study law at UCLA. After earning his law degree, he journeyed back to his home state of Ohio and earned his PhD in communication. So he has an amazingly wonderful, vast, eclectic background. Dr. Hadley teaches courses in mass media law, social media and society, mass media research, and his interests include digital and social media marketing, arts, entrepreneurship, copyright law, and e-learning via animation and visual thinking. Dr. Hadley is returning to us this year after taking time to focus on marketing and online programs. His research suggests that marketing is crucial for online higher education programs. And in his presentation today, Dr. Hadley will share with us his exploration of the concept of lead magnets and how they might be beneficial in reaching out to our potential online students. Dr. Patrick Hadley.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's an honor and a pleasure to have the opportunity to be here to share some of my research as part of this COSS lecture series. My research presentation is titled Using Lead Magnets to Promote Online Courses. The emphasis of this presentation will be on how different educational institutions, higher educational institutions in general, how they're using lead magnets to attract students. But the lead magnets are not something that are unique to academia. In fact, these are tools that are used commonly in digital marketing that relatively recently have been incorporated into the higher education marketing portfolio of tools, marketing tools. So just to give you an overview of some of the things that I will be discussing. A few questions that I'll be exploring include why marketing and lead magnets are useful for online courses. What is a lead magnet? That's not something that's intuitive or that you would automatically know about if you're not aware of digital marketing strategies and tools. Why would distance learning administrators, programs, faculty create and use lead magnets? What are some examples of lead magnets that are being used by universities as well as business in the digital marketing arena? And I'm going to conclude with an animated video that I've been working on that is actually going to be part of an online course that I'm building that I'll be driving or that I'll be using lead magnets to drive students to. But I want to just kind of demonstrate some of what I'm doing in terms of developing this online course. All right, lead magnets are something that are particularly valuable when it comes to promoting online courses. And one of the things that we are seeing is increased competition in the online course marketplace. Once universities, academic institutions are freed from their geographic boundaries, they can attract students from all over the country, all over the world actually. So that's something that we're starting to see, and as this competition increases, universities and course providers will need to find new strategies to try to get the high quantity of students as well as a higher quality of students. There's more competition in this marketplace. Now I just wanted to bring up this, this list of top online criminology degrees. You can actually see a number of different colleges and universities that are ranked in the top 5 of criminology programs in the country. Texas A&M, Old Dominion University, Washington State University, Florida State University, and I believe this is Missouri State University. These are schools that were ranked top online schools in criminology. The reason I mention criminology is that the College of Social Sciences here at the University of West Georgia has a well-established, very successful criminology program. So that would be an example of a program that might be looking to compete increasingly against these other universities across the country for students. We're not just necessarily attracting students that are local. We have this online criminology program, online criminology degree that could attract students from far beyond the local area here in Carrollton. So these are just some examples of the top universities. And as I mentioned, UWG Online has a well-established online course program, our e-core programs. We have increasing numbers of online degree programs. That process is only growing, and we are increasingly competing for quality students. This is one of the reasons that that universities in general, like the University of West Georgia, as well as universities beyond our campus, are getting more focused on bringing in people who have expertise in marketing. So you'll see here on this slide that there's a blueprint for a higher education chief marketing officer. There are a number of marketing guides out, organizations that specialize in higher education marketing. That is something that's becoming increasingly important for these higher education institutions, particularly those that are operating online. This is an example of a marketing funnel. And when you start talking about digital marketing, probably any kind of marketing, but certainly from a digital marketing standpoint, you will hear people talk about this concept of marketing funnels. It uses the concept of a funnel to help us understand the different stages that a prospect moves through from someone who's totally uninformed or unaware of your university possibly, moving down through the funnel, getting more and more aware, more and more engaged with the organization, reaching down toward the bottom of the funnel where, at least in a higher education context, the prospect would move down to the point where they would either apply and become a student at the university. But as you see here in this particular higher education funnel, prospective students enter the funnel through various different forms of traffic sources. So SEO is search engine optimization, PPC is pay-per-click advertising, conversion rate optimization, email, print, school visits, fairs. There are a number of different ways that universities, colleges and universities get access to these people who may not know anything about the university. They enter at the top of the funnel, and the goal of the institution is to draw people to the deeper levels of the funnel by getting them more and more engaged, more and more committed to the organization, to the point at the bottom where or in the middle, they apply, they become admitted, they're confirmed, enrolled, and ultimately retained. Now, this is just one example of a marketing funnel, and it could be argued, now this particular marketing funnel has email at the top of the funnel. There are other marketing funnels that would present email and some of these other approaches as a little bit further down into the funnel. One example is this marketing funnel right here that has the funnel broken down into 3 parts. The top part of the funnel is it helps expose prospects to an awareness of the institution or an awareness of the problem that they may have that the institution can fill. The center stage of the funnel is the evaluation stage. So someone becomes aware of the institution, they become aware of their a problem that they have or a goal that they have, and they are beginning to now evaluate and consider this one university versus another university, or one program versus another program. Down at the bottom of the funnel is the conversion stage. And in online marketing, digital marketing, conversion is converting somebody from a prospect or someone who's evaluating different options to somebody who becomes an applicant or an enrollee. And here these are referred to in this particular funnel as top of the funnel is tofu, middle of the funnel is abbreviated as mofu, and bottom of the funnel is this bofu. So the lead magnets in this conceptualization of a marketing funnel are actually in the middle of the funnel. This is the evaluation stage. The awareness stage, the tofu stage, is where that might include free blog posts, where someone goes to a blog and they just read information about a university or about an issue or some research that's being done at a university, or somebody who came to speak at a university. Universities also engage in marketing campaigns or paid advertising campaigns. When you're dealing with what's known in the marketing industry as cold traffic, people who maybe don't know you, or they may have heard the name, but they don't know about you in detail, and certainly don't know about your institution as it relates to solving their problem. That's top of the funnel traffic. People who find social media, they go to a social media site, they get this information, but they don't have any real engagement or connection to the institution at that stage, and they're certainly not ready to be necessarily to be applied to your institution. They're just shopping, they're browsing at this stage. So this just gives a little more detail about the different levels of the funnel. The awareness stage, where prospective students become aware of the problem and that a university can solve it. The evaluation stage, where they are considering and weighing different possibilities. And the conversion stage, where they apply and possibly move on into admission and becoming part of the student body. The big goal in the middle of the funnel, using this tofu, mofu, bofu kind of classification. The goal in the middle of the funnel is take people who are aware of a problem or aware of an issue or a goal that they have and move them into being a lead. They're no longer just somebody who's browsing your website or browsing your social media site. But they're not yet ready to apply. They are evaluating different options. They may have come to one of our social media sites. They may have come to our YouTube channel. They may have seen an article about us that was in a newspaper article or on television. And they're now saying, interesting, I've heard of this. I'm hearing about this place. They're doing some interesting work. They have some interesting programs. You want to get them to be a lead, not just someone who sees an advertisement. But how do you turn those people into leads where you actually you got permission to communicate with them on an ongoing basis? The use of free content to incentivize them to give you their contact information is what's called lead magnets. A lead magnet or an ethical bribe is what the prospect would receive from the website, from a social media site, from a blog post that would, in return for accessing that free information, that prospect will give you or give us their contact information. That's the goal of a lead magnet. It is to create a more engaged, committed communication relationship than what exists when people are just coming to your website and haven't given any permission for a deeper, more personal relationship. A key thing to keep in mind is that in the middle of the funnel is you cannot skip, or you should not skip, philosophically or strategically, jump from the awareness stage to the conversion stage while some prospective students are still in the evaluation stage. And we're talking about the higher education environment, but this is something, or the higher education marketing environment, but this is something that would be the case in for any company or any retail company or dating situation. The analogy is often made when you jump from the top of the funnel stage to trying to get people to buy or get people to apply. It's kind of like dating and meeting somebody for the first time and asking them to get married. It's like you're asking for more of a commitment than most people are going to be ready to give. You need to get to know each other. You need to talk on the phone. You need to go out on dates. The middle of the funnel is that evaluation stage where you are allowing prospective students to get to know about your organization before they make the commitment to enroll or register or even ask for application information. The value of a targeted email list is significant. There's a lot of research that shows that email marketing or an email list has a much higher conversion rate than offers that are distributed or provided over social media or just through general advertising. So if you post an offer on a social media site, on Twitter or Facebook, people aren't necessarily going there with that intent. But an offer that is distributed to an email list of people who've given permission to be contacted by an organization, generally those emails are going to get opened more. There are going to be more people who convert, meaning who either buy or take the action, whatever action is that is desired by the person who's putting that out there. So email marketing is generally considered to be low cost and high return on investment. There are a number of specialized companies that provide lead generation services for higher education. This is increasingly a specialty field that companies are getting into because they know that academia is becoming increasingly more expensive. There are some students who are well prepared to get into universities and succeed in universities. Retention, progression, and graduation is increasingly important for university administrations. So attracting the right students and trying to keep them at your university is an important goal. And that is increasingly what these marketing strategies are designed to do, to help universities attract students, the most desirable students, the best fit for that institution. There are also individual faculty that go through different strategies and engage in different activities. We do these things here to try to connect with students who come on our preview days and other kinds of other special events. These are just some examples of strategies that we currently use. College fairs, guest lectures at high schools, website or YouTube channel. We also have social media channels here at University of West Georgia. We're very active in building those up. I understand that recently our university, the University of West Georgia, hired a new social media expert in university communication and marketing. So they engage in a lot of these strategies to try to increase awareness of our institution and try to attract more students and more awareness to the institution. But I'm not a marketer. My presentation is not necessarily a pitch for all faculty to become more engaged in marketing, but administrators and people at the higher levels of the university and certain faculty who are very visible and very focused on trying to let people know about what we're doing in our departments. This is an increasingly important thing to do. Let people know what we do and that we're doing it successfully. There are a number of faculty, though, who in qualitative research studies that have been completed that are resisting this concept of promoting the university or promoting a program. Their philosophy is, hey, I'm an educator, I'm a researcher, I'm not interested in getting out here and doing marketing and promotions. That's kind of not what I do. And that's something that is evolving, and that's something that's changing. The role of the faculty, the roles, plural, of faculty members are evolving and are expanding. There are lots of resources available for entrepreneurial educators to learn how to promote their online courses. Now, most of these resources are for individuals who are teaching online courses that are not associated with large colleges and universities. There are a lot of resources that are available for individual online course instructors who teach through organizations or through marketplaces like Udemy, and there are a number of others, Teachable, Thinkific. There are a number of these online course marketplaces where individuals can put up their own course and promote them. And many of these are people who may teach in traditional universities, but a lot of these strategies that were created for individual educational entrepreneurs to create courses, some of these tools and strategies are now making their way over into more traditional colleges and universities. So email marketing is a key technique, and you'll see here a number of examples. Any course that you have, there's a high value placed on building an email list. Anybody who is in business, whether it's offline or online, but certainly online businesses, there's a high value placed on building an email list. You'll hear people say, one thing they'll say is the riches are in the niches, but they'll say the money is in the list, and that's a key aspect of online marketing that is being incorporated into higher education. So why should I use a lead magnet as part of this marketing campaign or as part of this marketing strategy? Many higher education landing pages and websites include a lead form, but they do not include any extra incentive for a prospective student to share his or her contact information. So most university websites that you go to will have a space to enter your contact information here to download an application, or enter your contact information here to learn more about the university, or click here to apply. But there's not that kind of intermediate level information where we're providing kind of a sample of information for people who might need it, that or universities in general are not providing these ethical bribes or these lead magnets that would give prospective students an incentive to share this information. People's personal contact information, the process of sharing that with someone else is a transaction. There's a value in that, and that is something that is important for universities to recognize. And this is just a reiteration of that. If a desirable prospect who is not yet at the conversion stage comes to one of our websites, someone who would be a desirable student to get, they come to the website while they're considering other options, and we have an opt-in form that says, click here, enter your information here to apply, or enter your information here for an application, and they say, well, I'm not really ready to apply yet. I'm not really ready to get an application. I just want to learn more. Our websites do have a lot of good information there, but if we could give them something a little extra in return for this contact information, then we could begin establishing a relationship with the student, getting to know them better, allow them to get to know us better, and possibly build a relationship that could lead to an application and then admission down the road. And I was at a conference this past summer, and there was a university that had gone through a very involved process with outside consultants to enhance their university's website, to bring different programs together under one umbrella and one consistent marketing strategy, or at least branding strategy on the website, and so that it would be the same across across the whole university. And it was something that was very there was a big investment, there was a big campaign, but afterward, the way that they measured success was how many people came to the site. It wasn't really necessarily conversions, because it was hard to determine whether someone who came to the site actually enrolled, and what the basis was for people to enroll. Having a relationship, having the lead magnets allow you to segment groups, to be able to follow up and identify, okay, this person came to the site, they gave us their information, and then they ended up, this percentage of applicants who came to the site and downloaded this particular lead magnet ended up enrolling. That's just a way to kind of track that and to do some more tracking and more analytics to help us get smarter with how effective our marketing is. The definition of a lead magnet is, it is an irresistible bribe offering a specific chunk of value to a prospective student in exchange for the prospect's contact information. It's a transaction. It's not a financial transaction, but it is a transaction of value. They are providing information of value, and they should be receiving content that is of value. And this is just another statement. If the student doesn't want to be flooded with more application material, and they just want to kind of get a sense of what's life like, what is the program like, what do they do, how are they going to help me get ahead, that's where a lead magnet can be valuable, if it's more detailed, more targeted, and more specific. Another example of a lead magnet is a toolkit or resource list. Something as simple as I work in a mass communications department, and if we are trying to attract students to our department, one example of a toolkit or a resource list might be, what are all the tools that you would need to set up a home studio using your mobile phone, lighting, green screen? What are some tools that you could put together that you could get under $200 to be able to put together a really simple do-it-yourself home studio, and have that list of things together? Where could I buy these things? What are examples? What are some prices? That type of a resource list could be something that somebody who we would try to attract to our department might want. It's something totally separate from specific information about the department, but it's something that might be of value to them. That's the type of information that our students might use, or that our students might be interested in, or people who we're trying to attract might be interested in. And this is an example of an organization that has a number of different lead magnets in a toolkit. So you can click on different things, and that would tell this organization who's interested in what particular category of content. Another example of toolkit or resource guide is this organization, Resources for Colleges and Universities. They also have a quick toolkit that can be downloaded. Download your free your free day one toolkit for colleges and universities. So this is just another toolkit that somebody could download. Free webinars we just talked about. cheat sheet or handouts. Those are generally considered to be very valuable resources and lead magnets. Content that you can consume very quickly. People can get a quick commitment. They're not reading it's not a 2-week long email course or a 100-page ebook. It's something that's quick, concise, they can use it quickly, and they get a result. They get a result, it benefits them, it's something that's very helpful. So that's something that's beneficial. Assessments and tests. These are things that we use a lot. Researchers in academia, surveys, quizzes. A lot of times people will be interested in knowing something about their personality, their various personality assessments, or assessments about different skill sets. And if you take this little quiz and if you get a certain score, it tells you something about yourself. These are the kinds of things that you could also put out as a lead magnet. The student gets to fill out the information for free without even having to provide any contact information. In order to get your score or more information, you enter your information and then you can kind of find out where you rank on this scale. So that's another example of a lead magnet. Free mini courses, that's another common example. Trying to keep it concise and easily consumable. A mini course might be better than a full course. That somebody who actually has a full course to promote or to sell, whether it's somebody in a traditional academic setting or an individual who works on who has their own course, they can provide basically a chunk of the course, a module of the course, a unit of the course for somebody to consume or to study, and then that might help them to determine whether they're interested in pursuing something in more detail in the future. Berklee College of Music is an institution that uses these lead magnets well. This is an image of their website, and we don't just see on their homepage, here's where you apply, or here's how you get more information. But what they have on their site is information that would be very beneficial to somebody who is the type of prospective student that would ultimately end up going to Berklee College of Music. So they have, sample a lesson. So you can actually click on that, download a booklet that actually it looks like course content. It has text, it has other information, and it's for a guitar lesson. And it has a lot of detail that whether you're a student at Berklee or not, if you're a guitar player, you would benefit from. There's also this online guitar tuner on the right side of the page that is a tool that allows you, it's like an image of a guitar, and it allows you to tune your guitar. So if you press certain buttons on the screen, it'll play a note and allow you to tune your guitar based on various different keys that you might be playing in. So it's just an interesting tool that is just kind of like a la carte kind of option. You don't have to have a commitment to the organization. You don't have to sign up for the university. They're just, you can get this valuable information, but in order to get it, you got to provide your contact information, at least some of the information. So it makes the consumer or the prospect feel that these people know something. They have good information, it's beneficial to me. I might want to go ahead and pursue this relationship further, or at least kind of keep getting their emails, because this is beneficial to me. This is an example of getting a free account to get an instant access to a lesson. This is just what you would see on the inside. This is the guitar lead magnet. You don't have to apply to access the guitar degree handbook, but there's information that you can get that if you do enter your information, you get additional information that could be beneficial. Sample worksheets, homework guides are other examples. PDF transcripts, sample chapters from a book. Video training that's not available to the public, maybe a module from a larger course, a free trial or a software download, free online coaching session, music lessons, software trial. These are some other examples of lead magnets that can be beneficial to help establish and more engagement with the students, more of a relationship with the students before they make a full commitment to the organization, to apply to the organization, to help them in their evaluation process. This is the lead magnet checklist. These are some things to consider when you are putting lead magnets together. The target audience should really want it. It's not just some notes that you don't care about that you just kind of throw out there on the internet. It should be valuable information. It should provide a tangible result and instant gratification, or at least quick gratification, where they can download it, they can access it, they learn something, or they are able to use the toolkit to get some sort of a result, and it makes them feel good. It has both perceived value and real value. It solves a specific problem for somebody. It establishes you being the administrator or the professor or the program or the department as a trusted authority figure, not just a university that's trying to get somebody to sign up, but to enroll or to apply, but somebody who solves problems, who helps students get results. And it should be communicated via benefits or results-driven headline. And this is the copywriting, the concept of copywriting, and how do you write headlines and how do you promote content. That's a valuable marketing skill or advertising skill. It is something that also is applicable in putting headlines together and promoting these lead magnets. And Lead Pages is an example of a lead magnet opt-in page builder. There are other companies that do this. This is an example of a company that allows you to create those little opt-in boxes that you might see on a website, or that might pop up when you fill out you go to a website, or you go to some other type of social media site, and there's an opportunity for you to enter your contact information. Lead Pages and other companies provide that kind of do-it-yourself resource. Finally, lead magnets are valuable tools for distance learning administrators, online faculty, even offline faculty. It's not that you can't use it for offline, but the reason that it's valuable for online higher education institutions is because we are now competing in a non-geographically bound environment. And in doing that, and in trying to attract students that are a good fit for our university, we're going to increasingly find that that these extra added assets will help make us more competitive. So it's a simple approach to generate leads and build email lists of prospective students. We can segment those lists of prospects by distinctive characteristics and interests. It's not just this big mass of students who are applying, but we can now say, these are students who are interested in this kind of information. These are students who are interested in this kind of information, not just because they check a box on a form, but because they downloaded information and they consumed information and content in a certain, of a certain type. And it allows the organization to establish an automated email follow-up campaign to build an ongoing relationship with these prospective students who may not apply or may not have requested application materials at this time. How do we create a relationship with prospects, desirable prospects, before they apply? We can meet them at college fairs and other places, but this is a way to do it in an automated fashion that allows us to have email addresses coming in, and then institutions and departments, programs can follow up with them. Okay. I am in the process of building online courses. I'm developing an online copyright course and am working on developing a lead magnets for that course. I am still doing that process, but I did want to, I wanted to show you a a module from a course that I'm developing. It's actually a copyright course that is kind of non-traditional form. It's kind of non-traditional, non-text. It's actually an animated video about music copyright. And you'll see it's on a WordPress site that I have. I'm in the process of building lead magnets for it and putting all that together. And I'm still in the process of doing that. So you'll be able to go to this site very soon to be able to opt into it. It's still under construction, but I wanted to show you a video that I'm developing, at least part of the video, to get a sense of, a sense of your feedback, but what I'm going to be doing is putting together lead magnets, online courses that provide animated explanations of copyright law issues. So it's a course, it's an area that is complicated to a lot of people. It's dry, boring to a lot of people, and I'm trying to bring it to life.
Welcome to Animated Explanation of the Risks of Poor Man's Copyright from Pat Hadley at MusicStudentpreneurs.com. Getting accepted to a music school is an exciting accomplishment for music students. However, the cost of a music degree is increasingly expensive. Many music majors accumulate tens of thousands of dollars of debt during school. Unfortunately, this forces some music graduates to work outside the industry after graduation to pay the bills. Some music majors start considering entrepreneurial activities while still in school to start earning money before graduation. However, one concern of many composers and songwriters is how to share their musical creativity while protecting their work against unauthorized use or theft. This is Al. He is a music major in his senior year, aspires to be a full-time independent singer-songwriter, and just wrote his first original song called I Want a Time In. Alvin wants to post a video on YouTube of himself performing the song, but he's concerned about someone taking the song without permission and treating it as their own. Alvin took a copyright law class in music school but did not pay close attention in class. Plus, law was kind of dry and boring to him. Alvin has heard from friends and online that poor man's copyright is a cheap way to get a copyright to protect your music. Alvin doesn't have a lot of extra money, so he decides to use poor man's copyright. He puts a copy of the song in an envelope, mails that envelope containing the song to himself so that he has a postmark, and puts the envelope containing the song on a shelf. He now feels comfortable publishing the song on CD Baby for sale, and also uploading a video of a performance to YouTube. 4 months after posting his song on CD Baby and YouTube, Alvin notices another YouTube video getting a lot of views called I Want a Time In, with the same lyrics and music as his song. Alvin races to an attorney's office with plans to file a copyright infringement lawsuit. He has heard he can get money and attorney's fees if he wins. The attorney gives Alvin mixed feedback. First, Alvin actually gained the copyright in his song automatically as soon as the work was fixed in a tangible form of expression, either a form that can be read or perceived visually, or one where the sounds of the work are captured in an audio format. Although copyright protection was secured automatically when the work was created, registration with the U.S. Copyright Office provides significant advantages, such as the right to even file a copyright infringement lawsuit. However, since Alvin did not register, he cannot file his suit. Next, registration is required for Alvin to have an opportunity to recover statutory damages. This is important because if Alvin doesn't know exactly how much he lost or the profits earned by Theo thieving, it may be difficult for him to prove how much he was actually damaged financially. Under statutory damages, Alvin could have chosen to receive an amount of money that's decided under copyright law, even if he could not show actual financial damage to himself or profits to Theo. Unfortunately, Alvin did not register his copyright within the mandatory 3 months of publication, nor did he register it before the alleged infringement. Therefore, Alvin cannot receive statutory damages and can only ask to recover for his actual monetary loss or Theo Thievens' profits, which Alvin may not be able to show or which may not exist.
All right, so this is just an example of a video that I put together. There's maybe a couple minutes left, but the goal of this is like it's going to be a module in an online course about music copyright law. So there are a number of different topics I'm going to be covering, rather than just having it in text format where I go over a PowerPoint and narrate. I'm actually going to be doing these little drawings, and some of them you'll be able to see the drawing happening as it goes through. So I'll be, as part of this, as I get these chunks together, these modules together, I'll be posting them on a blog. I'll be developing lead magnets to try to attract, to get email addresses from people, so that as I'm building this, I can get feedback from these students and say, are you getting anything out of this? Are you following it? Is it understandable? The goal is to try to get people who are intimidated by copyright law to feel more comfortable with it. You know, there's not much intimidating about these pictures. It kind of is, it's kind of disarming in terms of the complexity of the topic. It takes time trying to think about how to animate or how to draw an image that will make sense regarding these issues. But that's kind of where this is going. So I'll have this up, I'll put it on the blog, I'll have lead magnet or opt-in forms available on the blog. And if people enter their contact information onto the blog, then they will download certain valuable information. Like for this one, I have a lead magnet that is a list of the steps that you have to go through to get registration at the U.S. Copyright Office. Because what happened is, and what actually people really do, is they follow this poor man's copyright myth, and they mail a letter of a movie script to themselves, or a book, or a poem, or a song, and they'll mail it to themselves, and think that they'll be protected. When, as soon as you write the book down or write your screenplay down, it is automatically protected. There's a copyright in it automatically. Registration provides other benefits, though, some of which are talked about here. So I'll have a list of what are some of the additional benefits of copyright, what are some of the additional benefits of registration, what is the process of registration, a number of different topics like that. So just because I wanted to have a sense of what the process is of going through this, as opposed to just studying what the other organizations are doing. Am I actually going to be able to attract students? This course will be separate from what I'm doing at the university, but the benefits and what I learn will be information that I'll be able to use in my classes. So that's just kind of where my research is going now. So some of it is about lead magnets, marketing in general, for universities as well as students. We have a lot of students who are graduating. Many of the students, at least in our mass communication department, are not going to be going straight into jobs. Some of them are going to be freelancers. They're going to be getting contracts. They're going to be promoting and marketing themselves and their skills. So they can put websites up, or they can give little snippets of information, content, valuable information to their prospects. So I'm hoping that this research will benefit not just higher education institutions, but also individual artists, creative people, the type of people that we graduate, as they are out there trying to promote themselves as professionals in the marketplace. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your presence, and we'll see where things go from here. Have a great day.